Hello and welcome to the Kasa podcast. Today we are going to be getting back into our Valentine. It's been a while, right? We had a week off to go and enjoy all the plans we made last week. If Yayabwa was here telling us about all the things she's going to be doing for Valentine's Day, Wendy gave us all the plans, all the big plans she had. And today we're going to hear about it. We're going to dive into it. We're going to break it down, hear about the gifts they got. I'd see if anybody was able to crack the code I left last week. But yeah, today we're going to be talking about Valentine and a few things that came up. And if Yayabwa has a lesson or two she wants to share with us from her Valentine's Day celebration. So I'll bring the guys into the studio and we'll dig right in. Hey guys, how you doing? How you doing?
Oh, we're doing great. How you
Good.
doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
I can
Bounced
tell.
back. Bounced back. You see
I
my
can
New Orleans
tell.
shirt. I
I
waited
can.
for the season to end and then finally tell everybody I'm a Saints fan.
Oh,
I had to
please.
wait. And then Wendy also was the only one who predicted the Super Bowl, right? So
I
Yeah.
know.
not
I
not
know. No, like honestly, you guys, you see, they were leading. Bengals were leading at a point. I don't know
Mhm.
how the game. I think they rigged it.
They
Honestly,
they did
No,
not
they did
rig it.
not.
I
We
They
think
have
they
a
did
new
not.
did.
oracle in town. I'm
I
going to I'm
think
going to
they
tell
did.
Dee after the show that if she doesn't keep showing up, we'd probably let Wendy start predicting the soccer games. We're going to try Wendy out one more time at the end of the
Oh.
show. We're going to let you predict the All-Star game. If you predict
Hmm.
it accurately, we'd start thinking of replacing our oracle.
Oh,
So
please.
D, I know you're watching this. D, be careful because someone is coming for your throne. but guys, I hope you guys had a wonderful week and a wonderful Valentine's Day celebration.
Yep,
Yep.
we did.
So after all the breakdown and the layouts you guys gave us,
Mhm,
I'd
mhm.
start with Wendy. Wendy, let's start with the gifts first. What
Ah,
gifts did you receive? If you're a boy, why are you laughing like that? What gifts did you receive,
I
Wendy?
don't
What
know
was
why
in your
Tia is
box?
laughing. Okay, so
Mhm.
I got a perfume.
Mm. Hey.
okay.
Oh, Valentino.
Okay.
It's so on point. It's so on point.
Okay.
You got Valentino for Valentine. That's
Yes, I
wonderful.
did.
And what else
Yeah.
did you get?
I
To
got a
this.
flower and then
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
that's sweet. That's sweet. Those
Okay.
are the gifts. We'll come to the activities.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever,
Mm-hmm.
if you ever, you use 6 days
Mm-hmm.
to find a Valentine. And your Valentine probably used all of 5 minutes to find your gifts. Did you get any gifts?
Please, 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 please. I didn't use this days. It was seven
Okay.
actually. It wasn't six. It was seven. And
That
and
makes it a lot
yeah, it was
better.
it was it was okay. Everything I said I would do, I did. I went to
Mm.
except the spa. I didn't get to go to the spa, but then I
Okay.
had a picnic.
Hmm.
I went to see my
No,
doctor.
we're talking about the gift. Let's
The
talk
gift.
about the gift
Oh,
first. We'll go into the
okay.
breakdown of
You're
your day.
so
I got
eager
I
to
What
tell
got
gift
us.
did you get?
I got a wine and
Okay.
then sneakers. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I got.
Okay. Interesting.
Hmm.
Well, your Valentine did pretty well, given that he had very little time to work with.
Oh yeah, he tried.
That's
Fine.
that's awesome. That's awesome. So now we've seen everything that was like in the boxes for you guys.
And then what was in your box, Kujo?
I
Yep.
didn't want to do this because after hearing you guys, I feel like telling you what was in my box would just be rubbing it in.
Oh, I mean, we
Oh,
don't
we
mind.
want to
Let's know.
So
We want to know.
um um not to okay. I'm not going to go directly. I'm going to
know.
tell you guys there were some M1 Pro chips involved. And then
Mm-hmm.
for all those of
Okay.
you who have been
Okay.
avoiding me on PlayStation, I'm coming for you. That's all I'm
Oh
going to
my
say.
god.
That's all I'm
M1.
going to say. At this point, I
Wait,
don't
wait.
want
Kujo,
to
M1 Pro.
M1 Pro chips, yeah, were involved. And
Oh,
so,
okay.
yes,
That's a
again,
lot.
it's
A lot.
and so
That's a lot.
A lot.
you guys should put the pieces together. But those were some
Mm-hmm.
of the things in my those
Last
were just some of the things that were in my
last
box.
week he gave us a
But
quiz. He gave us a quiz.
I
Kujo,
ha-
we're not doing this again.
no,
I'm
no,
not going back
please.
to.
no, but after I heard that if Yayabwa got a bottle of wine, I didn't want to. I don't want to do that.
But I
Kwesiche
wasn't
said he
really.
also we also want to know. Kwesiche, it's a very simple code. I said in my basket, my Valentine's Day present,
Mhm.
there were some M1 chips involved, M1 Pro chips involved, and those who have been avoiding me on PlayStation. There are a lot of people who keep saying because I'm on the Xbox, they cannot play with me on FIFA. So they keep running and hiding behind the PlayStation. I'm coming for them. That's as much as I would say.
Let's
And so,
see.
and so you can put one and two together. People are asking questions. Kwesi J,
At this point, we have to.
at this point, we have to move on to a Wendy's Day. So, Wendy, come back and tell us about your day. Walk us through your day. Walk us through your day. What happened?
Okay. So I talked
Mm-hmm.
about how my day was gonna start. My vows day was gonna start on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, it didn't start on Sunday, and unfortunately, we couldn't. I mean, he couldn't come, so we couldn't do like the hotel bookings and everything that we're
Oh,
supposed to
too
do.
many
So
unfortunate incidents.
yes, so we had to cancel that because he had something important to do, which
Mhm,
was fine. But on Monday after class, he took me out for
mhm.
dinner,
Mm-hmm.
and it was good. It was good. I mean, he replaced it, so it wasn't. It's not that bad.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's wonderful. So after class on Monday, you guys went back to all the things you wanted to do on Sunday.
Yes.
I guess it's not so bad because you just ended up being like every one of us, where you celebrated Valentine's Day actually on Valentine's Day because you're trying to cheat everyone else. You are trying to shortchange us by getting a few hours ahead of us. So I
Mhm.
guess it's not so bad. So I would say this. I had a question about your gifts, right, you guys? And I
Mhm.
would go back and ask it. So after opening your box, I know you had certain expectations. There were certain hints. So I don't know if you guys had clues going in. Was it what you guys thought was going to be in the box?
Hmm. For me, I actually thought it was gonna be that. Um, taking into consideration like he knows I love perfumes. I mean, everybody around me actually knows I love perfumes. I'm always
We
talking
know.
about perfumes.
We know.
So yeah, I actually wasn't surprised. Actually, yeah, I wasn't surprised. Yep.
Nice. Nice. Efia Yeboah, Efia Yeboah, come and talk to me. Was it what you expected?
I mean, for somebody I met 6 days ago, 7 days
Mm-hmm.
ago,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't expecting
Okay.
anything major.
Okay.
I was just
Okay.
to see how it will go and all that. I mean, all that I said were like, "Oh, I want to do this. I want." It was just me.
Okay. Okay. So I have a few questions. I think it probably would be a conversation for another day. But the speed with which Efia Yeboah was able to put something together
Hmm. Amy,
between the
Mama cry.
show pre-Valentine and the Valentine's Day, it beats me. If you have to teach us, Sensei, you have to teach us all the tricks you use. Like you have to teach us how you got that much speed in that short time. You have to do a master class. And so yeah, it's understandable that you wouldn't have, but I'm still surprised he knew you enough to buy you the shoes because I know you love shoes. And
Yeah, I
everybody who's
do.
watching the stream knows can know by now that if
Oh,
yeah, why is a
please,
collector.
no,
Look right
no,
behind
no,
there and
no,
see.
no,
Okay,
no.
so if yeah, what happened on your day? Tell us about your day.
So what I did was I told you guys I had a picnic with the class, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I had a doctor's appointment, and then I was thinking of booking a spa, and then
Mm-hmm.
spending some time like dinner afterwards, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that was exactly what I did.
Okay.
Exactly, except the spa, because except the spa and the dinner. Oh, the
Mm-hmm.
dinner was replaced with just a walk and then talking and just hanging out. So that was basically what we did. But then
Okay.
I had a picnic with a lot of people. Oh my god. Lucas, please let me be, okay? Let me be. So yeah, I had a picnic. It was really fun. I didn't think it would be fun because I thought it was just a class thing, but we ended up spending a lot of time. After the doctor's appointment, I came back home We got a wine, we ate at home, and then we went for a walk. Basically, that was it. It was that simple. It
Hmm.
wasn't really extra, but
Hmm.
I think I enjoyed it.
Hmm.
Okay. I guess I'm not the only one who was thinking it, but Lucas put our thoughts out there. I know Wendy was also thinking about it at a point. But yeah, did you surprise yourself? Let
Ah,
Lucas shame. Let Lucas shame. Let's just tell
Oh my
Lucas
god.
that you did
Lucas,
not surprise yourself.
Lucas, let me
Hmm.
be okay.
Hmm.
I think you should let me be. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. If your voice responses, you're not letting me be. So let me be. Okay. So again, if I'm going to put the question to you. What was the day you had
Mhm.
something close to your expectation? Was it what you expected? Was it more than you expected? Was it I wouldn't want to say less than you
Um,
expected.
hmm. Truth is, right?
Hmm.
I I wasn't really expecting something major. As I said
Okay.
earlier, right?
Okay.
It was like you don't even have a date. How are you expecting something?
Hmm. That's
It
true.
doesn't even make sense. I
Mm-hmm.
don't even
Yeah, you
have
have
a
a point.
date. I don't have anybody like, so what am I expecting? But
Mm.
then I had my own ways of doing things. Like I think I knew that I wanted to do something for myself,
Hmm.
especially the spa, which the
Hmm.
spa will still come on. Yeah, but I think
But
overall it was okay.
if
It
yeah,
was
well, you
really
keep talking
okay.
about the spa not coming on, but I do remember a certain. Okay, I'm not going to put it out there,
Good,
but
good, good.
but it looks like everybody had a great Valentine's Day, and the reason I asked the question about expectations is that
Because you
I,
hold on, hold on, hold on.
mhm,
How was your day on Val's Day?
my day on Val's Day,
Yeah.
it was eventful. That's as much as I would like to say. It was eventful.
Eventful.
Oh,
It was
okay.
eventful. Did
Mm.
I expect it? Not really. Did
Okay.
it beat my expectations? It
Yeah.
far exceeded my expectations. Like, yeah, it did
Mm.
far exceed my expectation.
Good or
The
bad?
details of which I'm not going to go in, but yeah, it did exceed my expectations. I had way
Okay.
too much action than I expected.
I do way too
But
much
yeah,
action. Action
oh,
movie and nah.
however you choose to interpret it. At
Oh
Mm.
this
my
at
god.
this point, I am. But yeah, I did get gifts. I did get I did get a few things I expected, a few
Yeah.
things that were unexpected, right? I did um stumble into a few surprises on Valentine's Day, but it was good. All in all, I think I enjoyed myself. It was a great day. And yes, if yeah, your boy and Wendy came here and laid out all their plans, and I told you guys last week that I was going to wait and walk you through the Vows Day today. But in keeping with the promise, I've already told you what was in the basket. I'm going to leave another riddle because if you guys know
Oh.
anything about me, you
Hmm.
know I love my riddles.
Mm-hmm.
My day in a riddle would be
Mm-hmm.
I was invited into a, another person's kitchen.
Another person's kitchen.
S-
Kojo, we are not about to do
listen, invited into another person's kitchen,
Uh-huh.
put out a few fires and stirred the pot. That is about as much as I would say. That's about as much as I think
Because that's a
you
hard
should.
one.
Yeah, because on Valentine's Day, you remember I was given all the suggestions about cooking and
Mm-hmm.
making dinner. Yeah, dinner was made. I can say that for sure. For sure. But yeah,
Oh my god.
I asked these things about expectations because
Mm.
Sandy, I just told the story. I know you say you want to hear my Valentine story. I just told the story. You know, I love my riddles, I love my stories, and I love to
Kojo,
be
we don't want riddles, please. I didn't put mine in a riddle form. I'm sorry,
no,
but
if yeah, well,
please,
I
we
think
are tired of riddles.
as the show has gone on, as the show has evolved, right from season one, we've known you to be the one who is direct and snitches and puts
Can you
things out
imagine he
there.
says snitches, Kojo?
And I have been the one with the riddles and the clues and keeping people guessing. So
Mm-hmm.
let's just say in our little Gotham City, right? you probably Catwoman, right? Wendy would be say Batman. Let's just keep me the Riddler for now. I want to be the villain. So I am Riddler for now. And so that's about as much of the story I'm telling you, Sewa. I know Sewa is there. She actually said she
Oh
was going to
God.
come and listen to the story. Sewa, that's about as much of the story as you're getting. And so we talked about expectations, right? And
Yeah.
if you're a boy,
Hmm.
remind me, I think we had a little conversation about expectations, right?
Yeah, we
Tell
did.
the story because you do it better. And then we can dive into that conversation on
Oh my
expectations.
God. So I have
Mm-hmm,
this friend, right?
mm-hmm,
On
mm-hmm,
Val's Day,
mm-hmm,
it was actually after Val's Day,
uh-huh,
she hit me up telling me how she was expecting so much from her
mm-hmm,
boyfriend and she
mm-hmm.
was so disappointed on Val's Day.
Oh.
Hmm.
You know, for somebody he actually thought could do a lot, like
Mm-hmm.
it was nothing.
Oh.
He did nothing. He didn't even put in effort and come up with, oh, but she went all in, like did
Mm,
everything for the guy, tried to put
mm,
things together, a basket,
mm-hmm,
and tried to put a date, thinking,
mm-hmm,
when you're in a relationship, you sort of
mm-hmm,
expect something from the guy, not
mm,
Mhm.
like raising your hopes up, but when you know what the
mm-hmm,
guy can do,
mm-hmm,
Mhm.
okay, this is way below the belt, and that is what the guy
mm,
Mhm.
did. And she
mm,
Mhm.
was so sad, Kujo.
mm,
So
mm,
she came asking me what she should do, whether she
mm-hmm.
should break up. Like it
Hey.
was, hmm she
You
couldn't
know,
even
That
tell me.
extreme.
She was that
that's a bit
embarrassed. She couldn't
extreme.
even tell
Okay.
Yeah.
me what the guy got for her. She
Okay.
said she
Mm.
can't. Like,
Mm,
for somebody we talk about, oh, I'm trying to get this. What do you think? Do you think
Mm.
this watch will
Mhm.
fit him?
mm-hmm,
Try a lot, put in a lot of effort and thoughts together just to
mm-hmm,
get something for him, and
mm-hmm.
then for him to come up with, I don't know what he came up with, but it must be bad for her not to tell me what exactly it
Hmm.
was. She
Oh my
couldn't tell
God.
me.
Interesting. Wendy, I know probably you've had a similar story somewhere.
Mhm.
And so right at the beginning of the conversation, I tried to test the waters with
Mm.
expectations and what
Yeah.
you people expected and what you got and whether or not it lived up to your expectations.
Mm.
Wendy, have you had a similar story?
I have actually. I
That's
really
interesting.
have, yeah.
That's
And
interesting.
sometimes like these issues, yeah, I try not to I don't know. I always try to talk on both sides
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
because you never know.
mm-hmm,
And
Yeah.
sometimes I don't want to say you don't I mean, when you're in a relationship,
mm-hmm,
definitely you have to have expectations.
mm-hmm,
Yeah.
And all I would say is don't aim too high, or you have to
mm.
just be on the same level with your
With
partner.
a partner. Okay. So,
Yeah.
so the reason I ask, and I think it's one of the reasons I picked this the episode title,
Mm,
talking about it, right? I think I would ask what the metric for this expectation is. How did you come up with these expectations? How did you get to this level of expectation?
Hmm.
Right? Why are you expecting A and not B? I think there are reasons why people expect the things they expect. And
Yeah.
if the reasons are faulty, often your expectations become a bit either you're over expecting or under expecting, and
mhm,
Yeah.
they're never really met. So I want to ask you, um, yourselves, right?
Yeah.
While you plan for Valentine's Day and as you try to get gifts and all that, did you ever talk to your partner and sort of get a gauge of what your partner would want for Valentine's Day first? Did you feel out your partner, just in conversation, bring things up and sort of see what the expectations were? If yeah, did you do that?
Well, I didn't really do that.
Mm,
Like we
mm,
talk, so
mm-hmm,
to just think around, oh, what could actually be the right thing to get
mm-hmm,
to this person was
mm-hmm.
the best way.
Okay.
But generally, like
Mm-hmm,
generally speaking, away
mm-hmm,
from Vows Day, right?
mm-hmm,
We set our expectations based on the efforts you yourself are putting in,
okay.
mhm,
and then the kind of person you're involved with. Like you look at the
Okay.
person, the efforts you put in, and
Mm-hmm,
then the person himself.
mm,
So if you're putting in a lot and you know this person, is up to that level, that
mm-hmm,
is when that's how you build. Personally, that's how I build my expectation.
mm,
My effort plus who you are, like how you
Mm.
do things.
Okay.
So I look at what I'm putting in,
Mm-hmm.
not because I think whatever I give you, you should be able to give me back,
Mm-hmm.
but if I'm like, oh, I can do this for you, and I
Mm-hmm.
know you are capable of doing it, that is something you should do. Like that is where I look at it from.
I
I don't
think that is where my
overestimate.
question is coming from.
Hmm.
That you are capable of. I'm like, how do you put together your partner's capabilities? And again, I wanted us to look at the inside first before we point the torch
Mm.
outside. I think
Yeah.
it's always a good way to sort of build up the conversation.
Yep.
Look at how do you find out what is expected of you?
Hmm.
What are some of the things? Because I'd use myself as an example.
Hmm.
Mm.
It comes up in conversation, right?
Yeah.
Like, supposing I wanted to buy someone a computer, right?
Yeah.
I would first feel them out. Do they have a need for it? What
Mm.
exactly would they want their computer to be doing? Not,
Mm-hmm.
hey, I'm going to buy a computer A and B, pick one. But I'd
Yeah.
say something like, hey, would a computer like this really make the work you're doing? Say you're in school, right? Would a
Hmm.
very slim, lightweight computer be very good, better than the one you have? Because it looks like the one you have is, oh yeah, the Chromebooks are good, right? I know they boot up fast. And so right there, and it's not like you're having the conversation to go to the shop. Like, you can have these conversations in advance, even before you start saving up, right? So
Yeah.
you know what the person is expecting, what their
Mm.
Hmm.
needs are, what
Mm.
kind of problem the
Yeah.
gift you're given is going to solve, right? And
Hmm.
you get to know that by talking to the person.
Yeah.
And I wanted to know, Wendy, do you also do the same thing where if it's a perfume,
Mm-hmm.
you'd ask, hey, what's missing? Because I know you, what scent is missing? What scent do you think would, boost your collection or augment your collection or take your collection to the next level? Would you do something like that? Would you talk about it?
Yes, I talk about it.
Mm,
So
mm,
normally I look at what actually look at repetition,
mm,
like what the
mm,
person keeps repeating. Oh, I wish I
mm,
had this, and
mm,
then they say it over and over again, like for
mm,
some time. I look at
mm,
that, and then also what you said, I look at what the person will actually need,
mhm,
because
Hmm.
mhm.
sometimes you can give
Hmm.
somebody something and they actually don't need
Yeah.
it,
Yep,
or it
yep,
That
won't
is
be
true.
useful.
That is
yep.
So
very
you
true.
Mhm,
actually have to also look at if it's gonna be useful. Because if it's not
mhm,
gonna be useful, then I mean your present is pointless. Like
mm.
it's just gonna be
Okay.
lying
That
there.
is true.
Yeah.
Mhm,
That is
So I
mhm,
look
very
at
true.
that too. I mean,
mhm,
communication solves all of this thing. Communication and then listening. So you
mm,
listen to your partner,
mm,
you communicate,
Yeah.
and you get the best present for each
mm,
other. Yeah.
mm. Well, so we can get to these things by talking about it. I don't know if you
Yeah.
guys have seen the thumbnail for this video. Tell me about it. And so for you to be able to meet expectations, right, you have to be able to put a profile together. I
Hmm.
know Prime said, my partner just wanted money this time. She kept saying, I need to complete this project. Exactly.
Hmm.
The kind of things they keep talking about.
Yeah.
Oh man, if I got a new blender, it's going to make cooking a lot better. Like
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
now I spend way too much time cooking. My oven is broken. If I got so the things they repeatedly talk about, and you
Yeah.
did mention it, you did nail it right on, Wendy.
Yeah.
Repetition. If
Repetition.
they have this need, for example, if he is, I'll use Lucas as an example because Lucas brought himself. If he's a computer programmer or a designer or something, and his computer keeps messing up and he keeps complaining, and you can see he's always stressed out and frustrated about
Yeah.
it, that gives you a hint. So if anybody is on here looking to give away a free MacBook, Lucas is the guy. He didn't say it, but he has expectations along those lines.
Oh
Lucas, whenever you
my.
get it, we can sell it and then I can get my share. But Prince just pointed out something. Having communications about this, talking to the person, and that's
Hmm.
how you build your partner's profile.
Hmm.
Yeah.
If
That's
that is a
true.
good way to set expectations,
Mm-hmm.
especially to know what they're expecting and meet these expectations, what do you think the other way around would be? If you saw your partner sort of trying to feel you out and ask
Hmm.
the things you expect and the kind of gifts you'd want, would you avail yourself or you just hide it and want to be surprised?
Hmm.
That's a
You.
tough one
I
Mm-hmm.
know. I know.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
because in as much as we love surprises, the
Mm-hmm.
surprise should be meaningful. Let me
I
not
mean,
lie.
it should
Mm-hmm.
match your needs. The
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
surprise should
yeah.
match your needs.
Okay.
So a
Yeah.
Okay.
part of me would want to be surprised.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm,
okay, let me see what you think. The
Okay.
other part of me would want something that I actually need.
Need.
So,
mm,
Mm.
sometimes just not to get that miscommunication or misunderstanding, I
Mm-hmm.
would want to actually tell you this is what I want. But then
mhm.
I love surprises. Honestly, I love surprises.
We
I
all
just
do.
love
So
that spontaneity that comes with it. Oh, you got me this. That's it.
so
But
if you're at work, can something you've actually asked for still be a surprise?
Yeah.
it depends. No.
What does it depend on?
If I ask for it like months ago and then,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I'm not even thinking about it again
Mm-hmm.
and I
Mm-hmm.
think, oh, this is so impossible for you to get.
Mm-hmm.
So let me
Mm-hmm.
work my way around it and get it
Mm-hmm.
anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get it for me. Oh yeah,
Mm.
that's a pleasant surprise.
Okay.
Mhm.
But
Okay.
then if like if it's just like
No,
one of
no.
those days that I feel like, oh, this is not
Mm-hmm.
really I just said it and you got it for me. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
thank you. I'd appreciate it, but I won't be surprised.
Okay.
Mm,
So let me
Yeah.
let me see if I can make it slightly different. So we're talking, right? If you're a boy and I are talking and we're like,
Mhm.
hey, what's going on? And she's like, listen, I really need this computer that will make my. And then I just drive up to the mall and come back with a, hey, you really wanted this. Here you go. Would that not be a surprise?
That is that is
Really?
not
I think
Hey,
really.
it will be a
hey,
like
surprise
what? When
if
would
yeah.
that not be a surprise?
It'll be a surprise thinking of the fact that oh, I said it and then immediately he got it. Like I'm not
Hey,
expecting you to literally
if
get it
your
at the
boy is
moment.
like, nah, I
Hey,
just
if yeah,
called it. But Brian just said something. He said, I don't like surprises too much. Same here, brother.
mm,
Gift card is the greatest gift ever. I don't
okay,
know about greatest, but it is a good gift, right? A
it
gift
is.
card is a good gift. It also puts some, I don't want to say power, but it gives you some autonomy as to how to spend it, right? Yeah, like if I know you really love stuff from say Lash or say Bath and Body Works, and I get you say a Bath and Body Works gift card, it
Mhm.
gives you that autonomy to go in there and get the things you actually want.
Mm,
But it's a gift that gives you a little wag. But hey, it's really a good gift, and there are people
Yeah.
who like their gift cards.
yep.
And so, Prime, I'd start thinking of putting the gift card together from the tribe. We have to. Let's know what your the best place you want to shop is, and we'll put together something for you. Belinda said, "No, it's not a surprise."
I
Belinda,
Yeah.
so
see.
if we're talking about something you need, if you're talking to your boyfriend about something you need, and you don't even expect him to actually go out there and get it, and he just dashes out, comes back with it, it wouldn't be a
Yes,
surprise
that
then.
is what I said, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, if I
Mm-hmm.
tell you that I want something and I know it's not in your like it's not in your capacity to
Mm-hmm.
get it,
Mm-hmm.
you understand? And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, I'm just telling you anyway because I just want to talk about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm,
And then you go get it for me. Yes, I'll be surprised. Like, oh, I didn't think you could get it for me. You got it for me,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But I know this is something you can do, right? And I tell you,
Okay.
oh, do this for me. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I'll be grateful. Like I'll appreciate it, but I won't be
mm,
surprised.
Okay.
mm. I
Okay.
get
Yeah,
where Ifya is coming
Yeah,
from.
yeah.
I also get it now that she's broken
Yeah.
it down. I think I understand where you're coming from,
Mhm.
right?
It's
And
true.
I think it's also about the item, right?
But can I ask
It's
this
a
question?
yeah,
Yeah.
Is
yeah,
as he
definitely.
also said, is it based on the item? For instance, if you actually say, oh, I wanted this MacBook Pro, and we all know how
Hmm.
expensive MacBook can be. And
Yeah.
let's say it's about like 3,000, and you said, oh, I wish I had this MacBook Pro, and
Hmm.
then
Hmm.
and then he gets it for you.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised because of the amount. And let's say you just wanted something from Walmart, maybe
Hmm.
like just something basic, not really
Hmm.
too
Yeah.
expensive, like
Hmm.
$150, and he
Hmm.
gets it for you right away. So it's because of the money, like the price of the item. That's what guarantees the surprise, or it's just
Hmm.
No, it's not the price of the item, right? So imagine
Okay.
if I have a partner, right?
Hmm.
And
Mhm,
he's at work
Hmm.
and I need something urgently. Maybe my car is
Hmm.
broken down and I know
Hmm.
there's no way he's gonna come,
Hmm.
mhm,
or get me something I need at that
Okay.
moment.
Hmm.
You know,
mhm,
it's not it's like I know your work. I'm telling you my car is broken down anyway. and then he sort of find a way to get there to maybe get me out of the situation, or get me. It's like that is a pleasant surprise. It's not the
Mm.
money, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
about your ability to be able to do it or not.
To deliver.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So
Yeah.
so
Okay.
in that
Okay.
instance, it's not like it's not money. Maybe it's
Mm-hmm.
not like, oh, I needed $100 to get a driver or
Okay.
something. It's not the money. It's okay. This was a situation where
Couldn't.
you couldn't even be there. Like you couldn't just
Okay.
leave work and come here. That is not
Okay.
possible. Maybe I was just telling you because I was just updating you on what was happening. But then
Mm.
you go here. That is a surprise. You
Okay.
know. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not.
So
It's not the money.
building on what Ifya just said, I think it's the ability. The money, I would say, counts. Come on, cash is
Yeah.
king. The money does count, but it depends on it's an ability thing.
Mm-hmm.
So if I know my partner, right, I know they can't afford certain things. Like,
Yeah.
let's say I know they make $50 a month, right, and whatever I need is $50. Automatically, I know they cannot afford it.
Yep.
So if you're able to come through immediately, I'd be surprised. I'd appreciate it. On the flip side, if my partner is making $250 million a month and I ask for something that is $5, if he gets it, I'd appreciate it. But I wouldn't be surprised because of ability. And so I
Yeah.
think for a lot of times, right, we not judge, but the value of whatever we receive is often looked at in the context of the ability of the person, right?
True.
If someone gives you the clothes off their back, literally takes off their clothes and it's all they have and gives it to you appreciate it more than someone filling your wardrobe with so many things when you know they have a ton more. And so that's just
Exactly.
human, right? It's human.
Yeah. So
Like
that
if
is
this
where
is
that is where the expectation comes in, right?
mm,
Yeah.
Mostly
mm,
people, I won't say mostly, but then
mhm,
we actually expect things from people because we know they have the ability to do
mhm,
it.
mhm.
Not because
Ah,
we put them in there like, oh, I expect you to do it. No, because we know you
uh-huh.
have the ability to do it. And so this is not something be far fetched. It's not beyond your
Okay.
reach, you
So,
know.
so so let me tell you a story about Kwesi Che. Kwesi Che's
Okay.
story. I'm going to tell a story about Kwesi Che. So Kwesi Che
Because he should be
goes
happy
to
about this.
he won't. He won't. He's gonna kill me, but I'm
Oh
gonna
my
tell the
god. Now who
story.
is a snitch?
Kwesi Che
Who
goes
is
to the
snitching?
ATM
Mm-hmm.
and withdraws 1,200 CDs
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
on his way out with his girlfriend, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they go out and they hang out, they have fun, and the bill comes, and the bill is like 60 CDs. So Kwesi
Mm.
just pays it, and they're like, "Let's go." So in the girl's mind, she's like, "Okay, we took 1,200, we
Mm-hmm.
spent 60, so we're
There's
from here
more.
we're going to the next spot to ball."
Mm-hmm.
Kwesi drives home, and the young woman is very upset because in her mind the ability is 1,200.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever Kwesi balled, Kwesi was balling out drink after drink after drink, coke after coke, water after water, Verna water after Voltic. And then it all comes down to 60 CDs and they're leaving. So the night is as fun as the expectation she was carrying,
Mm-hmm.
given that, hey, we took out cash, we're going to ball.
Yeah.
And so in this event, right? In
Mm-hmm.
this story
Yeah.
that I just completely made up about Kwesiche, where I know he's watching and he's going to kick me later. But think about it though. His ability was based on the young woman's expectations,
Mm-hmm.
given what she had seen.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a good way to sort of get to expectations?
Hmm.
Seeing
Could
that
you
okay, he just
mhm.
signed a new contract with Kotoko and they paid him 2 million CDs. So hey, we're going to ball. Like, is that a good way to come up with expectations?
No, because you're getting the ability part wrong,
Okay,
right?
okay.
This is
Mm-hmm,
just like, okay, I've seen that this guy has this amount of money,
mm-hmm,
not considering the responsibilities he has, the
mm-hmm,
things he has to take care of,
mm-hmm,
and all that,
mm-hmm,
right? So it's like you are taking a lot of things
Mm-hmm.
you're taking a lot out of context. Like, oh, I've seen him have like $1,000, so this is not a big deal.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
At that point, you're not being reasonable. It doesn't
Mm.
mm,
mean the guy is not doesn't have responsibilities, or
Okay.
he has nothing doing with his money. So that is
Okay.
all he's up for. So
Mm-hmm.
we
Hmm.
sort of measuring, building our expectation based on
Mm-hmm.
people's ability.
Mm-hmm.
We have to put into consideration a lot of things they also doing. They have a personal life,
Okay.
they have things going on for them.
Mm-hmm.
They have things to take care of. You're not the only one in
Okay.
their life, so you can't
Mm-hmm.
think that, oh, because I saw him withdraw $1,000, so if I want a road,
Mm-hmm.
just that's $250. That is nothing. That is not
Okay.
a
okay.
lot of
Okay.
money that you shouldn't be able to. So, as Wendy said, communication is
You know.
important. Expectations. I don't think mostly people preach
Mm-hmm.
do not expect anything from anyone, like leave
Mm-hmm.
with no
Mm-hmm.
expectation. But I feel like
Mm-hmm.
life is so boring, like so chill. How do you leave with no expectations?
Mm.
Unless I don't
Okay.
care about you, like you don't play a role in my life, and that means I don't expect you to do anything for me. I don't expect you don't owe me anything. Someone you're
Okay.
having a conversation with, be it friendship, a bond, your mom, your dad,
Mm-hmm.
you have a
Mm-hmm.
level of expectations. And
Mm-hmm.
so you shouldn't go in like, oh, I don't want this, I don't have patience and all that. You communicate,
Mm, mm,
So
you guys know
if yeah,
where
if
you
yeah, let
are.
me let me ask you something. And I think
Yeah.
Prime just
Oh.
asked a very wonderful question, right?
okay.
How important is a surprising gift given? I'm right there with him. It's a very
Hmm.
should surprises always aim at I should part
Gift.
gifts always be aimed at surprising our partner. What do you think?
Um. Hmm. I think surprise. I think it should aim at more if it's needful than
Mm-hmm.
surprising. I mean, it's nice if it's a surprise. It's nice if
Mm.
you weren't expecting it and then maybe you were expecting less and you got more, or that's what
Mm-hmm.
you were expecting and you got it.
Mm-hmm.
But I always talk about it being needful. I
Mm.
mean, if it's needful,
Mm-hmm.
it's okay. It's
Okay.
a yeah, but it could be surprising. It could not be. As we just said, people have different. I mean, some things surprises people. Others,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's the way, as Efia said, it's the
Mm-hmm.
way in which or their ability to actually. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know how to put this actually.
So let me ask it this way. Let me ask it this way. If you're giving a gift to someone, is it
Mm-hmm.
the gift and the value and the utility of the gift that should matter, or the fact that they're like, oh, I did not expect it? Because in my opinion, right, giving something to someone, right,
Mm,
if it's a surprise, it's a bonus. I think it's just
yeah.
great if they're
Mm-hmm.
surprised. But
Mm-hmm.
the aim should be to solve something, and
Yeah.
to answer Prime's question, the aim shouldn't always be surprise. Then there's so many ways to surprise someone, even without giving them something.
That's
You
true.
can you can just keep surprising people. I don't think surprise should be the aim when we set out to give people stuff. I don't know. That's how I feel, and I don't think surprising someone is the most important thing. It's
Mm,
great if you surprise them, but there are other important things, right? Is the
mm,
gift or whatever it is you're doing, the gesture, the act of service, the whatever it is
mm,
it important? Is it needed? Does the person need it at that time?
mm,
Once those answers are yes, once the answer to those questions is yes, then I think you should go ahead and do it, whether or not they're surprised, whether or
mm,
not they're expecting it. Like, hey, especially there are some things I don't think you should surprise people with, right? You have to talk to them before you go bring it.
yep.
Sometimes,
Yep.
even some of these gifts, right? Even the ones you're trying to surprise them with, you can get a good gift in the wrong color and it might not work as well. But however, if you talk to them and actually even given them the option of picking the
Mm-hmm.
colors, right? For
Yeah.
example, I know a lot of young men on here are going to be doing this one day. You're going to be going ring shopping someday. It's nice if she doesn't know the ring is coming. But it's even better if she can actually tell you what ring she wants, right? There are
Mm-hmm.
people who may not like certain, maybe silver, maybe rose gold, maybe that
Mhm.
their preferences, right? People have been dreaming about this moment their entire life. If you could
Hmm.
give
Ah,
them, that's why you see some couple going ring shopping, right? Sometimes to give your partner so she knows it's coming.
Yep.
Maybe she'll go and pick out her ring and she doesn't know exactly which day you're going to propose.
Mm.
I know, that could be the surprising part, but I think sometimes Prime said we must remember trying to surprise someone is a gamble, which is
It
true.
is.
wait,
The
you guys.
person
I have a
might
problem. Could you?
uh,
What's the problem?
What do you guys think a surprise is?
It
Like, it's not
surprises
the
when
person be like,
somebody is not expected
oh, like,
something.
yeah, it's just when the person is not expecting it, right? I don't
Mm-hmm.
want you guys to take it out like, you know, crying, kneeling. No, not all that drama, but that little
but
spark,
It's
I
that
that
don't
little
think
little
that is
drama
what
spark
we are
is
is what
doing.
I'm
sometimes.
talking about. That
Eh,
little spark where,
mhm,
you know,
Mm.
the person's like, okay, I wasn't expecting this. Like, it's the person
Mm.
appreciates it so much. It's not the whole
Mm.
drama that I'm talking about. So when giving somebody a gift, right?
mhm,
And it's not so like it's not pertinent that the person has
mhm,
to be surprised,
mhm,
but then
Sure.
that factor there makes it memorable.
mhm, mhm.
You know, that
Mm.
factor in addition to the gift you're giving the person makes it memorable. Oh, I
Okay.
wasn't really expecting. The person is going to always remember you.
Mm,
And in
Mm.
relationship, as you are all looking for things to, spice up the
mhm,
relationship, that
Mm.
little thing, it doesn't take a lot to get someone, take the person off their feet, like, oh, okay, I wasn't expecting this. It's that tiny thing.
Mm.
It's
okay.
I
not
think.
like
Hmm.
So
a
I don't know
constant.
if we were getting you wrong, and I don't think we are all thinking the person should be crying and all that. We're just saying for a lot of people,
Yeah.
surprise is a component of the gift, and I think Prime
Mm.
was just letting us know that surprising someone, especially when you're going out for the surprise, could be a gamble. You might get someone something, and not even that they don't appreciate it or anything. For example, if you went to surprise your boyfriend with, say, a computer, right?
Hmm.
Just you didn't talk to him about it. He knows nothing about it. You just show up and you're like, hey, honey, here's a computer. And let's say you bought a computer that's like, within your budget. And you go
Yeah.
and he has a computer that's like 5 times better.
Hmm.
Maybe if you had told him, he would have asked you to buy a mouse, which would have surprised him and would have been more useful to him than the
Hmm.
computer you bought. And so that's why we're like, surprising someone could be a gamble. They could like it. Some people, if they're very polite, would not even tell you. They just take it and may never use it. Yeah, you did surprise
Mm.
them. They were
That's true.
surprised you got it, but they might never use it. They put it in a shelf
Yeah.
somewhere and it just sits there. And so I
Set.
think Prime was just letting us know that it's a gamble.
Mhm.
When you actually truly surprise someone, it could go one of two ways. They may like it or they may
I
not
may
like
not
it.
like it.
That's
Yep.
true.
Polite people might never let you know they didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
A few impolite people were like, what is this? You take this away. I think Song also gave us, if you people are interested in surprising people, he said you can hide behind the door and jump out to surprise the person. Song
So
said this.
are we not too old for this?
No,
I mean,
no, no. You do it and see. This week I posted a tweet where a cub just jumped out and the
yeah,
the
I
lion
saw
just fell.
that.
I was like, that's nice. Um, Son said, I have no expectations, and hey, I was never disappointed. I had no
Hmm.
expectations and I was never disappointed. And I think it's one of the reasons why we're having this conversation. Because I know Ifya Yaboa, and I'm not sure if Wendy has ever met him, but one of our very favorite people on the planet. GH Fela, he teaches us a lot. I love,
Hmm.
admire, and respect that man so much.
Yeah.
He teaches us a lot, and he's always been harping on this lesson. I think by now he's drummed it home so many times that if Yayabua's head is hurting, manage your expectations.
Yeah,
Like
manage
you
your
have to manage your
expectations.
expectations. Song says, I have none and I'm never disappointed.
But
Which is
song,
which is
no,
one way to go about it. I think there
no,
are people,
could you no? This is not
No.
one way to
if
go
you're
about
relaxed,
it.
if you're relaxed, listen, that is what he chooses to do. He chooses to not have expectations. And people who have very little expectations in life get the most surprises
But
because
he said he
they,
doesn't at all.
At
yeah,
He didn't
yeah.
all.
use
That is not a
will. He said
way
at
to
all.
go.
Hey, you people, that is the choice he has decided to
No.
No,
make.
but
I
the
want
thing
us
is,
to
if he
We are
create
doesn't
just
have
room.
saying that you could have a
expectations,
choice, but it's not the right choice. You
so
Hey,
does
can't
that mean
be
he
in this
doesn't
life and
expect?
hey,
say
I'm
you're
dead.
not expecting
So,
anything
Song, I
in
just want to
life.
ask you a
No.
question. If you don't have expectations and that
Mm-hmm.
you're in a relationship,
Mm-hmm,
you don't expect the other partner to also have any expectations or
mm-hmm,
expect anything from you as well. Please,
mm-hmm.
can you answer this? Because if you actually don't expect anything from your partner,
Uh-huh.
automatically, are you thinking your partner shouldn't expect anything from you?
Sometimes
Most
I no no
often,
no.
most often
Sometimes
that
no.
is how
Wait,
it
wait.
is.
No. These are some of the leaps I normally don't want people to make.
Hmm.
The fact that I like vanilla
Mm-hmm.
tells you nothing of what I want other people to like. People have preferences. Individuals have preferences. There are people who would give, but don't want you to give to them. The fact that they say don't give to them doesn't imply that it's because they don't want to give to you. A lot of people make that mistake. When you tell someone, okay, this is my preference, especially when it comes to an interaction, they
Mm-hmm.
automatically assume that that is the expectation you would have for another person.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that
Could you
no, the
know?
fact that he tells you, Song says, I have no expectations, tells you nothing about how he wants you to behave or what he wants you to have. We can be able to express ourselves, express our positions on things without the reverse being what is expected of you. So if I tell if you're
But
don't
he
ever,
added, I was never, and hey, I was never disappointed.
yeah, yeah. So if he has no expectations, he's not disappointed, but he's not telling you you can't have expectations of him. You can have your
Mm,
expectations. You try to meet it, and I'm not answering for Song. I'm just answering the general person who is in this position.
mm.
I may not have any expectations. You can have expectations. I'll try and meet them. It doesn't mean the fact that I don't have expectations, I don't want you to have expectations, right? Right in there, right in the statement, he has no expectations means he has no expectations of what you should expect, right? He
But the
has no expectations
disappointment
of.
over there
Wait, but
actually
let's get
makes
it
it.
right. You guys, let's get.
Mhm.
He had no expectations
For Valentine's
for
Day.
himself
No, he
or for
didn't have
the
any
other
expectations
person.
of what he was going to get on Valentine's Day. And
So
if he
what
has
he
no
was going to
expectations,
get.
he's not disappointed.
But
I think
Mm,
probably
it's a
because he didn't
very.
have, I think we shouldn't take it out of context. Probably
Uh-huh,
because he didn't have a date
uh-huh.
or
Oh, if you're a boy,
he's not. No,
why are you
no, not to
snitching
be
on Song?
mean. Oh no, not to be mean.
Why are you
Please,
snitching
no.
on Song?
But I'm just saying that most people that take that stance do not have any
Yo, we
um
hear you.
you
Um,
know
Amanda said,
romantic or anything going
"You,
on.
we're telling you to stop. You don't want to stop. You're going down a hill. We're like, don't go there. Don't
Okay.
assume just because
Okay.
someone said something." But Amanda said, "I agree. It has to be something the person needs." I got an air fryer on Val's Day, and I was over the moon. So
You
clearly,
see?
Amanda's kitchen needed an air fryer.
You
mm-hmm.
see?
And because it solved the need, it satisfied that need, it filled that gap in her kitchen,
Mm-hmm.
she was over the moon. Amanda, when the tribe is in Ghana, we're coming over for dinner because it looks like this air fryer has to be put to use. And
Yes.
we will be there to enjoy all the chicken that comes out of the air fryer. Um,
Also, I actually
Son
want to
said,
say something.
okay. Mhm,
Is it? Do we have to also actually check or know our partner's love language? Because I know how people actually talk about, oh, money is my love language.
mm,
Maybe if you're there for me, that's my
mhm,
love language. I don't need
mm,
gifts. I don't need anything. I just want somebody to be there for me. That's my love language. Somebody also says, oh, I like the luxury gifts. That's my
mm.
love language. To some is money, you know? So is do we
Uh,
have to check or talk about this in like in a relationship or with our partners before
mhm.
we gift them?
Okay.
Ah,
If you're a boy, I
hmm.
would let you answer this one.
Uh, I don't know how to put this one, but
Mhm,
then assuming you're dealing with somebody whose love language is all the five,
mhm.
how are we going to deal with that?
Hey,
That's an expensive one.
multilingual.
That's an expensive one.
I mean,
Okay.
all
Mhm,
five. Like, what
mm.
are you going to do? It's
So I would ask this,
mhm.
and before you continue, so if the love language is all five, do they also give all five?
You
Mm.
see, you just said
Now,
that the
no,
fact that
I'm just saying.
no.
Do you see how it then becomes very dicey? The
Mhm.
fact that my love language is all five doesn't mean you should expect me to be able to do all five. Maybe I can only do 1 minute.
Ah, well, generally, right? We want people to treat us as we treat them,
Mm-hmm.
which is not always the case. And I'm not saying
Mm-hmm.
that should be the case, but ideally, how you treat people, you should be
Mm-hmm.
able, at least capable of doing 60% of that. How you want people to be treat, how you treat people, and how they treat
Mm-hmm.
you should try to balance. So you
Okay.
Mm.
don't want to be treated like a queen and then you treat people like trash. You know,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's just one of those basic rules in life. Like, do unto others what you
What
want
you
others
want
to do
others to
unto
do unto
you.
you. Okay.
Yeah. So if you say I don't want any expectations,
Mm-hmm.
it kind of shows, not directly, but then indirectly it shows that you don't
Mm-hmm.
also expect people to have certain expectations of you. I'm not saying that is the case, but then
Okay.
it sort of give you an idea of the kind of person you're dealing with, you
Mm.
know. But I wouldn't want to be somewhere where I don't want, you don't have any expectations of me. Like,
Hmm.
it
Mm.
just means you don't care about the person. Like,
Hey.
literally you don't.
Hey, if you're a boy can go extreme, you are here. The fact that the person doesn't have expectations of you, okay. I don't know how you got into that whole pot, but yeah, Wendy, I don't know if you got your answer, but
I think
if
I did.
yeah, if Fia
I
has
did
has
with
done her best,
do unto others as you want others to do unto you. I got
there
it
you
from
go.
there. Yeah.
Song says, "This your story, dear," but
So
song.
please,
Efia Yebo
please.
and Son are having this. I don't know if you guys have noticed. Efia Yebo and Son are having this love affair in the comment section. Song,
Okay.
you're the reason Efia comes
Okay.
here every day. She always comes for your compliments. Today you haven't done that yet. So, young man,
Ah,
if you
Kuya,
if
please
you
don't give
may,
me case.
if you
Don't
may.
give me case. Don't give me case, Kuya,
All
please.
right. So, guys, I think we've had a very lovely conversation about the
Mhm.
Valentine's Day, our expectations, how we even set
Gifts
up these
given.
expectations and
Yeah.
Yeah.
whether they were met or not. I want us to, in the spirit of expectations, right,
Mhm.
put Wendy back on the spot because last week she did give us a good prediction about the Super Bowl. But
Mm.
before we get into this week's conversation, what did you guys think of the halftime show? What
Oh
did you
my
guys think of the
god.
halftime show?
Oh my god. It was the best.
It was good.
It was good.
So
It was
so
good.
LeBron James tweeted that this is the best halftime show he has ever seen. And I'm like, okay. I don't know if it was the best, but I think
Maybe
it's right
one of
up
the
there.
best. Yeah.
But there was a surprise too. I think for those of you who love surprises, we knew the
Yeah.
artists who were on the bill. We knew five people who were on the
Five.
bill. Nobody expected 50 Cent. Now that was a good surprise.
No, that was the best
That was a good
surprise,
surprise.
guys.
That was a
That
good
Yeah.
was the
surprise.
best. That was really
And
the best.
I
I
know.
mean,
Uh-huh.
it was like someone you missed. I was talking about Eminem and how everyone had
Mm-hmm.
missed
Missed.
him
Mm-hmm.
and everything. And
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even think I'd missed 50 Cent like that.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, I wasn't in at his prime. I wasn't
You
That.
were
close to
still a
anyone.
baby.
But I listened to him a lot. Like, I used to listen to hip hop a lot. So I knew 50
Mm-hmm.
Cent. I still know him. I
Okay.
still listen to him. So I
Hmm.
was like, oh wow, this is a pleasant one. This
So
is
back when Prime was wearing his black singlet, walking around in the street yelling "G Unit," you were still a baby. But 50 used to be a
Oh
very
my
big
god.
part of a lot of
oh
young people's
yeah.
life.
Oh
Like I mean, I
yeah.
remember when I was in high school, it used to be a big part of our lives, right? Everybody listened to 50 Cent.
That guy has
He,
literally done everything before. He's
he
acted,
yep,
he's a
directed.
rapper,
He's done
he's
everything.
directed, he's a model.
it,
Look,
it was a good
everything.
surprise. It was a good
Everything.
surprise. I think I loved the halftime show. But guys, yesterday, last night's
Hmm.
all-star weekend performance by
Hmm.
DJ Khaled, in my opinion, beat that.
Hmm.
Really?
DJ
Yes.
Khaled is good.
DJ Khaled came out with all the guns. He came out with Migos, he came out with Mary J. Blige, he came out
Okay.
with Lil Wayne, and to top it all off, he came out with Ludacris. Ludacris came and did his verse in and all I do is win win. I was like,
Oh
No matter
my
what.
what? I was just
This
dead.
voice
When
you
Luda
never
came
thought
out,
you
I was like,
needed.
jeez.
Ah.
Like I was like, this should have been the NFL halftime show because it was good.
Oh my
DJ
god.
Khaled is one of those guys where you're like, you see all these awards he's won, you see all these albums
Mm-hmm,
he's dropped, you've
mm-hmm.
seen, and you ask yourself,
What does
what
he
does
really
he
do?
really do? What
Yeah,
does
what
he
does he really
really
do?
do?
I
But the
think it's the
guy,
vibe
oh
he
man,
brings.
no, he is the best. He is the best.
Like, what does
He
he
is
really
truly
do?
the best. Yesterday, I really enjoyed it. I was like, I wish this was the halftime show for the Super Bowl. But yeah, the
Can we
Super
talk
Bowl
about
halftime show was
how the advertisement for the Super Bowl just keeps going?
down.
Bad.
Oh, you did not like the ads? I think I had a few good ones. I liked a few of them. The Lace one with what's that guy's name? The sexiest man alive. Ant
The
Man.
six.
Who is that? The Ant Man guy.
Oh, I
Ah,
don't
I've
know.
forgotten his name. So there was a Lace ad with him and another comedian where they were going back in time with all the times they've had Lace. That was good. The, I think no, the Mountain Dew one wasn't good. Let's see.
No,
They
it
brought
was
I don't know what animal it is, but they keep bringing this animal back. But yeah, there were a few good ones. And then the Nicola Ultra one was good. The one they had Serena Williams, they had
Oh
oh,
Peyton
yeah.
Man, and they
Oh
had a lot of
yeah.
stars in
Oh
there. It was
yeah.
expensive, but I think it
it
was
looked
good. I think
expensive because of like the. I felt it looked expensive because of the people in there, but
yep.
the ad wasn't
Yep.
really. I don't know.
Yeah, I
It's just
mean, it was an average ad, but it's true. The ads are going. You just drew my attention to it. I think I watched the commercials thinking, hey, I'm going to see something that's going to be mind blowing. But yeah, they were all, yeah, I think
Regular.
the ads are now star studded, but the
mm,
quality and the story isn't. Yeah. Okay. Prime said the water one looked like a
a
I'm
beer.
A
not
bit.
with I
Oh,
Prime.
oh,
Tell us
okay.
some more because like I didn't like most of the commercials.
No.
Yep, and
No.
then let's talk about the protest. Eminem took a knee. What's his name? Snoop didn't bring his script. Whatever it is, his mask, but Snoop was getting high on stage and all
Yeah,
that fun stuff. But the
that's
protest
just me.
carried on. They told them not to do certain things. I know Dr. Dre was told to not say he still doesn't love the police. He did. Eminem was told not to take a knee. He did.
I
And so
learned that
yeah.
he said that to him. I learned that he asked him not to mute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that was the story that was coming up that they said he shouldn't take the knee, and dude was like, "Hey, I'm taking the knee," and then Dr. Dre was told not to, and he went on anyways. Snoop Dogg, Snoop Dogg's script walk is the
It's a
ninth
nice
wonder of the
one
world.
of
It is
the
true. Whenever the old man busts into a script walk, I'm like, "Geez, okay, okay, don't break something, Uncle Snoop." It was cool 20 years ago when you did it because you were younger. Now I'm like, we need to keep you, we need all the hips and the knees in the right
Intact.
places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a great show. I enjoyed it. And tonight we're going to enjoy the all-star game. I don't know what you guys think. Team
Mm.
Durant, Team LeBron. Where do you guys stand? If
Team
you're boy.
Team
LeBron.
LeBron.
Uh,
Yep.
uh,
Yep.
Team
Yep.
LeBron.
Yes, please.
the only reason I'm with Team LeBron is because of Steph Curry. But I wanted you guys to go somewhere else so that we can
Nope.
actually
Mm.
Nope. Nope.
come on.
Team
No. So
LeBron.
if you're watching, please in the comment section, please let us know. Prime and all the other
Team
people,
LeBron.
Amanda, Song, let me know where you stand. Team LeBron or Team Durant? Because why is everybody going Team LeBron? Like, come on.
I don't know, but I think LeBron.
Mhm.
Have you seen their team?
Yes. I don't know if you watched the draft. So on the draft night, right? So Kevin
Mhm.
Durant had so all the players were there and they were just drafting them. And when it
Yeah.
came to the last two, it was what's his name? James Harden, who was on
Mhm.
Durant's team, and then Gobert, right? Rudy Gobert. And then LeBron was waiting. So it was Durant's pick. And everybody thought, okay, he would pick his teammate because at the time there was rift in the Nets, and
Mhm.
we all knew that um, James Harden was going to leave. And so that, like, just to start some drama, there were the only two on there. And then
He-
Durant starts by saying, I need a lot of height and strength in the midfield
Oh
to
my
stop LeBron.
god.
And then he talked about all that and he went right past his own teammate and picked another person. And LeBron could not stop laughing. He had a clipboard and he had to cover his face and he laughed the whole time. It was one of the funniest things.
Oh, we have some Team Duran in there. Okay.
Yeah, Team
I
Durant,
actually
but
wanted
Durant is
to
injured.
pick Tim Durant, but that's what Prince said, that he's injured was
Okay.
what stopped me, because I mean, if you look at their team through like 26 games, Durant leads like by 29.6.
Yeah, he in the regular season he is good, right? He
He
is
is
good,
good, but
but it's the All-Star game. They are not going to come and play hard. I think.
mhm,
Well, they're coming to play for for fun. Everybody's going to be on. I don't think we're going to see the effort and the hustle. But yesterday, though, if yesterday was anything to go by, those skill games, people were hustling. Like the Atetakumbos were hustling. They are not there trying to ball out and be all
not
stars. No, they're there for the. So I think if we get a little more effort, it's going to be a good game. But if they come out there to just have fun, chill,
They
be
should
all
come have
stars,
fun, honestly.
no.
So that
Sometimes we
my
want it
team
to.
could win.
Sometimes we want it to be a bit. Song is telling us who the gods want. The ancestors are with Team Durant.
Oh
We
my
we don't know
god,
yeah,
why,
with
so
but
him, but then Durant is injured, so I don't
song,
know.
Amanda is
please.
also Team Durant. It looks like everybody watching the show is on Team Durant. Everybody
Oh my
in the
god.
show
Well,
is on
let's
Team LeBron.
see.
Now I'm going to switch. Guys, right here on the
Switch.
show, I'm switching from Team
Switch.
LeBron to Team Durant. So I
Let's
hope
see.
Prime and Amanda and Song would take me into the fold because I've been told the ancestors are with Team Durant. You never know. You never know.
Hmm.
We
You
could
trust
surprise you.
song?
I trust Song very much.
Oh my
He
god.
has a direct line to
I
the
can't believe
ancestors.
you. I
Don't
can't
you
believe
ever
this.
mess with Song.
I
I'm
can't
going to
Hmm.
have
believe
him on the show
this.
very soon. He has a direct line to the ancestors. Don't mess with Song. He is the person who's kept the
Okay.
ancestors' communication lines open. And
Hey,
so, you people don't know him, eh?
mm,
He's an ancestral sacrifice himself. so, so yeah, we're going to end today's episode on this wonderful Team Durant, Team LeBron conversation. I think Wendy has gone Team LeBron. If you're a
yes.
wise Team LeBron, the comment section have convinced me. Now I am a repented Team LeBron person.
Repented.
I've switched to Team Durant. And so
Mm,
we'd watch the All-Star game tonight and we'd talk about it next week when I'm the only one who got it right. And then maybe we'll dive
let's
into a lot
see.
more
Let's see. Let's see. Let's
NBA
see.
action. And when it's time for the NBA action to begin, probably before the postseason, we'd have Prime on here to school us on the NBA. Prime is like one of the biggest NBA
He
fans I know.
should. Prime, you should join
He
us.
Oh,
is
this
You
watching
one.
should
almost every
join
game.
us.
So,
Get your
Prime,
mic
this is
ready and
an
join us.
official invitation that we want you to be on the show to come and educate some of us on the NBA because Wendy is sitting here doing Team LeBron. She
Team
clearly
LeBron.
needs some education. So we're
No.
going to extend the invitation and we're going to
Yeah,
have some
he
of
should
the
be here though.
people in the audience with us very soon. But once
Mm.
again, it's a Kasa podcast. Today we talked about our Valentine's Day, the gifts we got. If you what told us about the wine and the dinner and everything she had, Wendy walked us through the Valentino perfumes and everything she got in her day. Some of us who got better gifts also talked about our better gifts. But
Mm-hmm.
hey,
Oh,
hey,
please.
hey,
Give us a
who
break.
who am
Give
I?
us a
Who am
break.
I to? Who am I to?
Give
But
us a
yeah,
break.
we did talk about the gifts we got, and then we dived into expectations, what we were expecting, whether our expectations were met, and all that. We dived into like how to come up with these expectations, how to manage these expectations. And I think today the lesson I am taking away from this is what Song shared with us. He had no expectations, so he is never disappointed.
Oh my
I will
god.
try to be more like Song. I'll
No,
try to be more
please.
like my ancestor Song and
No,
have
please.
very little expectations. Because look, I support the Saints. I can't have expectations. I can't have expectations. So
But
I
really?
have to lower. I have to lower my expectations.
Ah.
I support the Golden State. Well, Golden State, I can have some expectations. And I support Manchester United. Hey, I can have them expectations. Always great, always a great show, guys. Song is always lovely to have you here. Very
Oh
soon we're going to have
yeah.
you on the show
We
and it's going to
should.
be Son versus Efiayebo. I'm just going to sit back and watch.
Hmm.
I'm just going to sit back and watch.
What
I,
exactly
I
are
just
we
can't wait.
battling over? What exactly are we battling over?
We're going to get to it when we get to it. So, guys,
No
it's been the Casa
problem.
podcast.
No
It's been
problem.
amazing. We always appreciate you being here on the show with us.
Yeah.
We love you guys so much. And from us here, it's
Bye.
Bye.